Welcome to Deja Brila Presents. Now, for those of you that are new to the show, every week I like to touch base on inspirational topics with inspirational guests who can help make your life a better one. So, my guest today, she is an actress, she is a model, she is a full around entertainer, and her name is Amanda. Amanda, how you doing?
I'm doing.
What'd you think of my intro?
I thought it was excellent. I mean, everything that you do is, so I never worry about it.
I love you.
And I love you too. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciated it.
Yes, I'm so happy you're here. It's been a while since I've seen you, since I've been back. And me and you met at the Lady in V fashion show years ago.
Back in 2023.
That is insane.
I know we flash forward and now we're here.
Now I'm here. I love it. 3 years, almost 3 years later.
Yeah.
Insane, time flies. Okay, so now that you're here in the dress, love the red, gorgeous.
Thank you. I always knew you got to keep it classic, keep it glam. So I was like, what's the inspiration like behind it? So I thought about you and I knew exactly what I needed to wear.
Love you.
Beautiful as always.
Thank you. You know I love me some red.
Yes.
I love it, love it. Okay, so for those who do not know you, Amanda,
yes,
tell everybody who you are and what you do, because I feel like I left some things out. You're doing a lot of stuff.
Yes.
I'm so proud of you, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, some of it is actually intentional. Because, of course, when you're developing, something that is near and dear to your heart, but also something that is going to propel, definitely some community forward things, you want to just take your time and, you want to be intentional with everything. But, without further ado, I am a freelancer. And so I do modeling and media and dancing. And, for the beginning of my career, when it came to the creative aspect, I focused morely on modeling just to get my foot into the door. I've always had big visions, but I transitioned from working in nonprofits, working into different leadership-based communities. So, going from a whole different sector to a new environment, it definitely was a lot of crazy transitions. But, now I'm going to be propelling into media for next year. So it's going to be more focused and I'm looking forward to it.
I'm so proud of you. Wow, that's a lot of stuff, as you guys can see. That's a lot.
She's like, hold on one second.
The girl is out here. No, I'm so proud of you. Okay, so from what I thought, you're originally from Puerto Rico and then you moved to Oregon for college to obtain your degree in international studies. So briefly explain to us, how did you transition to LA for work? And what kind of sparked that idea?
Yeah.
Did this start as like a child? You always want to be in entertainment, or tell us about that transition?
It's very interesting because actually I was very forward into working with the United Nations. So I did that for my degree at University of Oregon. And that was kind of just the step that I had in the initiation for it. And then I realized that there was a creative part of me that was sparking inside, but I just did not know how to ignite it. I didn't know how to transition that energy.
Wow.
And so it was more of like, let me just do it and just not look back. I wouldn't recommend that for people. You should definitely need a plan, but I just went on head first about it.
Just like, I'm going.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going, I'm not looking back. And it's because of the confidence and the trust that I had in myself. And I think that's the first layer of foundation that you need.
Yeah.
I lived in California, so it was easy for me not to be too alienated and far away. But of course, this environment is completely different, when you're stepping in and don't really have a sense of direction or a foundation. But I knew that I had a bigger sense of purpose. I didn't know what that idea was. I didn't know what that feeling was, but I just knew I needed to take on the journey.
Wow. So you knew as a child that there was a bigger calling for you.
For sure. Yes.
Because would you say you kind of seen signs along the way, or?
The sign that was along the way, I think, was the loss of direction. The loss of direction where I was very passionate about community work. I've always been passionate in the environments I've been in, working with different nonprofits, working with different communities. That's always been a feeling in my heart that I love and that I enjoy. Wow. But there was another aspect of it, which I knew was creative. I just didn't know how to combine. I didn't know how to intersect those two. So that was kind of my initiation to be able to come down here for that.
Love you. Okay, LA is the place.
Yeah.
It's a lot of opportunities here. City of dreams. Amazing. Okay, so my next question is, you worked in diplomatic studies. Basically, you went to school for that.
Mm-hmm.
You did nonprofits, you dance, burlesque, modeling, and acting. What would you say, what's one surprising way those different worlds kind of connect for you? What is the common ground?
Yeah, no, that's a
lot of stuff.
That's a lot. It's a lot. It's is this even my life right now? I don't even know. But I think the intersection of everything comes from passion. It comes from passion. It comes from being able to relate to people. I think that a big common denominator is being able to understand. people and being able to kind of like have a sense of empathy.
Yeah.
And that comes from how do you engage with people? How do you make people feel happy?
Wow.
How are you able to maneuver into any sort of way that either can be entertaining or something that could be involved in conflict resolution? I think those are the common denominators,
Wow.
that I've seen.
So you would say like all of those involve public relations,
Yes.
connecting with people in different aspects.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. Because, of course, when that comes from the idea of community, you need to know how to blend in with other people. You need to know how to relate to other people.
Yeah.
Because we all have like a form of equity and foundation.
Yeah.
So that pertains to how are you able to work with all different types of people. I
Yeah.
think everybody can relate to that no matter what you do, no matter who you are.
Yeah.
And I think just strengthening that skill and just remembering to come from a mindset and a mentality of empathy, that really goes a long way.
Amazing. Wow. Well said. I love it. Okay. So out of all the things you do, which one are you most passionate about?
That's so hard. I think it's
Like, what's your favorite?
I know there's so many. I'm very, very blessed, to do all of the things, but also at the same time, it took, quite a lot, to be able to like be at the position of like a freelancer. But I would say, I'm really drawn to media. I'm really drawn to media the most. Like everything that we're doing, like this right now, like I love it.
Talking is
I
your
love to
thing.
yap. I love to yap. Any opportunity, I will talk all day, every day. I will trust. So for me, like media is definitely something that I want to lean more into. But just being able to be around in a creative environment, being around just people in general is my drive and my energy. So that's definitely my favorite thing.
I love that. Well, you're definitely an amazing people person. We love your energy. I was like, okay, this is the perfect person we got to have as a guest on the show. Okay, so as we mentioned, you do multiple things: burlesque, salsa, and bachata, which all require vulnerability. And I would say feminine power and confidence, obviously. What is performing unlocking you that your day-to-day life does not?
Yeah. I think when you're in the performance mentality, no matter how much you prepare, no matter how much you can rehearse, no matter how much that you are trying to set up for success in that day, there's just going to be interesting little elements that, will come and surprise you. It could be something that happens in the schedule during the day.
It's true.
It could be something during the performance. I mean, truly, you never know. And it's kind of exciting, but it brings that vulnerability that you were mentioning in a whole different light. Because you're opening up your energy. You're opening up your energy to a whole room, where people are only watching you.
Yeah.
So I think in that sense, it's no matter like how much you try to prepare, no matter what you try to do, I think
unexpected.
that sense of self in that direction, because I just black out. I'm just like, what happened? I don't know. And I'm like, let me just see the videos and see what I did. But after that, it's just the energy and the vulnerability that you open up to. I think it's that sense of freedom. That sense of freedom, like, will guide you there, and it's scary, and it's never easy. And I think performers, I think in the entertainment aspect, too, that everybody gets that sense of nerves or that sense of anticipation. But I think that's what sets you and be able to propel for that success.
Yeah, well said. And like you said, there's always an unexpected moment that happens, even when you try to plan the perfect schedule. Like you'll have like a normal day where, your day goes smooth, but like when it comes to like performing stage, something unpredictable will happen, whether that's, your performance or like you said, the team, something with the schedule or something. So that's amazing. But the main thing is, I think that's what makes it exciting because it's never like a straight line. We live the day-to-day and it's kind of routine versus when you're performing, it's not. It's a lot of like unexpected moments. So I think I can definitely relate to that. Okay, so my next question is, every creative has their defining moment where they basically know exactly what they're supposed to be doing. What was that moment for you? Like, okay, I feel like I'm truly living in my purpose. This is it. I'm actually aligned with who I truly am.
I feel like I was like, that was a heavy one, because it's like what even is the defining moment? And sometimes you don't even know.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, it was this year that it happened. I felt like I was always in alignment when I came here, but that doesn't always feel affirmative, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's going to be times where, sometimes you feel lost or confused or you even question yourself. I think that's very natural.
Yeah.
But also, I think in order to get to where you need to be, there has to be transitional moments, there has to be seasons, and that confidence within yourself at the end of the day is the most important.
Yeah.
For me, it was this year where I was able to finally come up with the idea and the concept of my next project moving forward.
Wow.
So that to me was, like, this is scary, this is exciting, this is all, these brand new things, but in alignment at the end of the day, if I really want to help people, this is going to be what I need to do. So
wow. And nerves are good.
yeah,
Nerves are good. It's like, okay, if you don't have any nerves, it's like life can be pretty stagnant, I would say. So it's like you got to do something that kind of challenges you in a way. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. No, baby, we shake everything up. Okay. We're here to shake up the world. So they gotta be ready for that.
I love it. Exactly. Okay. So, my next question is your brand as a woman is built on you being who truly Amanda is. And I love that. That's really walking in that divine feminine energy. So what's one part of yourself you once kept private and what empowered you to basically finally share it?
Mm, that's a good question. I think it's like what is that? What did I release? Because like when I'm with people, it's like, take it or leave it, but you want to take it. No, I'm kidding. But I feel, I feel like for me it's allowing more space and energy in order to be vulnerable in the sense where you want to show if you're truly meant to be a mentor and you truly want to help people, you have to show all of the sides or maybe even talk about things that are not so the glamorous side of things, right?
Right.
Because obviously, we all have like our seasons where things change, there's challenges. And so being able to open up to people and being able to, hey, like I can relate to you, but also this is the things that I didn't experience to kind of show you the well-roundedness of somebody's journey. I think that's something that I want to like open up and share with more. Because I think that's a true sense of empowerment is being able to come out of those seasons, those phases, to elevate to who you are.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if that helps people, then so be it. I'm more than happy to be able to show that aspect of me as well.
Exactly. So basically just being raw.
Yeah.
Being raw. I mean, people ask you a question, you're like, I don't have nothing to hide because I agree. I'm actually was just saying this, like I used to be a little bit more private and I still am private
Yeah.
in a way, but at the same time, it's like if I want to say something based on my experience and I believe it can help a person, I'm not hiding it. I
Right.
really don't care. You know what I mean? Because there's a reason why you went through that. I feel like there's a reason behind everything that happens in life, even
Absolutely.
unexpected moments.
Yeah.
So whether that's to teach people to grow yourself or for people to learn from the path that you've already walked.
Yeah.
You know?
And if there's a feeling inside of you that is, kind of having like a fire in your stomach to be able to
Yes.
ignite it.
Yes.
I mean, you're in the position that you are in order to be able to be that light and that voice for people.
Exactly.
You're in this position for a reason and being able to have that is just a privilege in itself,
Yes.
And, a lot of, instead of having those second thoughts or having something that is in, more of a negative connotation, there's so much more positive results that can come from it. And a lot of people will appreciate it as well.
Absolutely. Well said. My girl Amanda. Shout out to Amanda. We love her.
Come on, TED Talk.
Right, exactly. I was like, the perfect. I want to get some good answers. Let me bring my girl on here. Okay. So, as we just mentioned, you're very open with your audience.
Yes.
What's one fact that people would not know unless you told them that thing that you kind of wish people understood about the real you that kind of does not show on social media?
Oof. You know what? And that's interesting question because right now I'm kind of going through that transition at this moment in time where if you don't know me in person, then I think a lot of people can have misconceptions or like their own said perception about me.
Yeah.
Because I show off a lot of my modeling, work, and also I don't really show as much of my personality like full fledged, as if, but in person, people are like, wow, you're actually intelligent. Wow, you're actually well, duh.
Right.
I was like, where did you not get this
I'm
idea?
not just
from?"
beautiful.
Yeah.
Right. It's like I got a personality too.
Face, butt, and you name it, I got it. I'm kidding, but I'm just kidding. But I think that is where I'm trying to make that transition to, is that I want people to be able to see that leadership aspect of me. I want people to be able to see that intelligence and that compassion that I have. Those are very big, strong values just for me as a person. So being able to make that transition from who I already am to where I'm able to propel that for the next project and for what I have coming up, that's going to be the most essential key.
Amazing. Amazing. And your moon and your rising is you're a Virgo moon, right?
Virgo moon, and I'm an Aries rising.
Got it. Okay, that's that fire. That's
the
fire.
fuego, baby.
Yeah, my Venus is in Aries, so it's like you can always tell.
Yeah,
love language.
We're so passionate, and it's just like get on with it, or we got to get out. Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
Yes, no, Aries are go getter. That's that like
Very
that's
much
truly divine feminine energy for sure. And speaking of signs, so you're naturally a very feminine woman, and you're a Libra. I know that's your sun sign. So as a Libra, love and beauty is a really big part of your energy.
Yes.
So why do you think as a divine feminine, it's really important for women to maintain that soft energy while still taking charge of like their career and their purpose?
Because women deserve it. Case in point, women deserve to feel that softness and being able to feel that they're cuddled in their own energy.
Right.
And I think in a lot of different aspects and atmospheres that can challenge you for the better, but also sometimes it challenges you in a way where you kind of have to have a certain presence or a certain authority in order to be taken seriously. But sometimes it doesn't need to be that way.
Right.
You know, sometimes just being able to show your presence in manners where you can show up that grace, you can show up that discipline, you can show up that heart is just enough. So I feel like, you know, whatever is true to yourself and how you can define your softness and, you know, deserve to be in your own energy as you deserve to be taken care of and also to be looked at naturally in your career and how you are, that should be spoken enough for itself. Sometimes the world can be unfair. Sometimes it can bring some challenges to that.
Right.
But I feel like just being assertive in those ways and the communal support is so the biggest key factor.
Yeah.
I'm blessed and grateful to have a lot of beautiful women in my life, you know, who are doing so many amazing things, and just that support and energy just takes you to the moon. So those are the two most important things I would say.
I love that. And like you said, as women, like sometimes it could be unfair in our world, you know, but it's like we're going into 2026 now. You know, that is what the divine feminine is, someone who's still feminine, somebody who's still soft, but still takes charge of their purpose, their career,
Yes.
you know, their intelligence, still being basically knowing how to maintain the multiple roles that as women we have, you know?
Yeah.
So,
And I mean,
love
there's
that.
so many women have so many natural talents in being leaders. And I mean, if you look back into history, there's a lot of uncovered history of women leading kingdoms, of women leading villages.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
Yeah.
like we were born to do it.
That's deep that you know that. Wow.
So
Listen,
I'm all my philosophy girl, my history. Like it's
Love
like
it.
ish, but
Yeah.
for people that don't know that uncovered part of history, I mean, there's definitely reasons why that a lot of it is uncovered, or you know why we have different conceptions. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think the energy that we're leaning into now, you know, we're blessed to be in a time where we can be able to show off those leadership skills, being able to show that there's a multitude. Like we were mentioning earlier, you don't have to be just a pretty face, or you just don't have to be, you know, serious in a different position. If you want to be able to show a different light of you, you can be multidimensional.
Right.
It's acceptable to be
Exactly.
multidimensional.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I came out with the red lip. You know, because
Yeah.
women used to we weren't allowed to vote. You know, so this was a part of like expressing that feminine power, feminine energy, you know. So I love that you are aware of the history as women that, you know, we used to didn't have, you know, but now we do have the opportunity. So we got to take advantage of it.
Yes. And make sure that you shop on for her makeup company, please.
Yeah, she was one of my models too, by the way. I was like, oh yeah, you gotta be like,
I still
the
have her
face.
candle and I light it up all the time
I
too.
love
And I was like,
you.
what's that aroma? I was like, yeah.
yes, like truly divine feminine. Yeah, you gotta be the face for sure. Okay, so my next question, as we kind of wrap this up, how do you maintain everything as a woman and an artist? You know, do you have any like spiritual practices that you do, or how do you kind of keep yourself sane?
Yeah. Well, maybe I'm not sane. Maybe that's the answer, but
I was not expecting that comment. I was not expecting that comment.
maybe I'm not. But I mean, you know, what I can do to incorporate balance, you know, I would say is that I think my moments to myself is very important. Because when I am around people, I just love to give my energy, like, because it makes me happy. It just makes me feel like I'm free to do that.
Yes.
So for my moments, you know, connecting with God is very important to me.
Absolutely.
Being able to have meditation, and you know, normally I do in the morning, but anytime in the day, I shut off everything around me and I will just literally sit in silence, and I will like either have some music on, and just reconnect with myself and my center. That to me, like, is what is able to propel me to like be somewhat calm during the day and being able to
That's so
keep everything
important.
like on track. And I think I'm just blessed to be in a position where I just have passion for so many things. So passion and that drive of like what the future can look like and what I can contribute to it. That's what's propelling me forward, you know, to being able to keep and maintain all those things. But remember to take care of yourself before
Yourself first.
anybody else. There's so many
Yes.
people I know that, I mean, and it's totally understandable to be wrapped up in everything, but whatever you can do in 20 minutes of your day just to have time for yourself, and I mean, complete distraction free, being able to you know, connect with your heart center.
Yeah.
And if, you know, if that's reading, if that's, you know, being able to meditate, to journal, doing all those things. And I think doing those practices and consistency is going to be able to be having more of a clear vision, you know, for what you need.
Yeah, that's important. Like you said, taking care of yourself first. Meditation, your hot yoga, praying, girl, that is my ish.
Screaming, whatever you need.
Whatever you need to do. But before you put your energy out into the world, you've got to make sure you're centered. I love that answer. That's amazing. Okay, so now we're gonna get a little personal because we're wrapping this up, but we gotta dig a little deeper. Okay. Yeah. So are you in a relationship? If so, how do you balance being so bold while still protecting your partner? And if not, what does someone have to do, or what type of energy do they need to possess to win Amanda's heart?
Oh, good question. Well, I'm a single lady.
Okay.
And for me, I think being into this position is that I'm really looking for intentionality. Come correct or don't come at all. Okay.
That's a big one.
Because
Yeah.
everything that I'm building for myself, for my empire, I really value friendships and relationships.
Right.
I really value my friends, my family, my community. So if it comes to romantic relationships, then I really need somebody who not only respects the energy that I bring and that I'm around and to protect it,
Yeah.
but also just the initiation of, what can I do in order to be a positive attribute to your life? What can I do in order to elevate you? And I mean that spiritually, emotionally, I mean, however you want to define that.
Right.
Because it's like, I do everything myself. It's like, why do I need you? And then, they come up with some damn answer and it's like, no, baby. I was like, next. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was like, this is just not going to work. But I feel like being able to have that, you just know by somebody's actions, by somebody's heart.
Yeah.
And to me, that is something that is just off the charts. That's just something that I think is unique and is beautiful. So I think if somebody has that strong sense of energy and empowerment and is able to, see me and being able to want to elevate it in any way or all those ways, that's the most important thing.
Love that.
Where you at, babe?
Right. Come correct or don't come at all. I love it.
I know you did.
I'm like, that was a staple piece.
Yeah, you're like, what's that? We're wrapped up.
I love it. Okay. So, last couple questions.
Yes.
Have you ever had a jealous boyfriend? Tell us briefly about that, if so.
Oh, I
couldn't handle all of you.
Oh, yeah. I think boyfriends, dating, a man across the street, you never know. Because, I definitely have a strong sense of energy. And I think that,
that Aries is no joke.
Exactly.
Any Aries in your chart, ladies, y'all got Aries in your chart, tell the men to watch out.
They're shaking
Jay knows. Jay knows.
Shaking, quaking in the boots.
Right. We are no joke.
I think, I mean, and that's the thing that I feel also in a way like blessed for is just because of how strong my energy is.
Yeah.
Is that it'll definitely get the rats out.
Right. Exactly. Because it'll help you weed in.
Yeah.
Who's the guy
waving in the water? They'll be waving in the water.
Right.
And that's exactly like how I want it to be. Because for me, I have a compassionate heart, and I have like all these beautiful attributes. And obviously I'm not perfect. I'm a human at the end of the day. Yeah. But I know what I bring. So for that reason, it's morely about, if somebody just doesn't have that strong sense of self and that strong sense of integrity,
exactly,
then it's just not going to work for me.
Right.
I think that comes from projection too, because as women, a lot of people can be intimidated. If you're beautiful, if you're smart, if you have all of these different attributes to you, not a lot of people are ready to handle it. And, men who don't work on developing themselves either, like they're intimidated by that too.
It's true. It's very true. Unfortunately, it's true. Like you said, it'll help you weed out the right person for you and help the people who are not for you get away.
Say it. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh, she's hilarious. Weed out the rats. Look, that's another one. Oh, you're too much. Okay, so so last two questions. I mean, what do you have coming up that we can be on the lookout for?
Yes. I wish I could be able to say things in more details.
I heard you briefly saying something earlier.
I know, but for 2026, I won't be able to say what it is directly yet. But I have a big project coming up next year. I'm anticipating.
You guys tell us a little bit.
I can't say what it is. I know it's so boring. Everyone's like, boo, like, be fun about it. But
no,
I promise in the next couple of months, it's going to be something media focused. So that's what I'm going to say. But I'm looking forward to it because it's going to be something that encapsulates a lot of the things that we're talking about. So 2026, buckle up, baby.
Hey, I love it. Love it. Okay. All right. So last question. If you could leave any future entrepreneurs with any piece of advice, what would you say?
Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart always, because nobody is going to steer you into the wrong direction. Or anybody can steer you into the wrong direction, but yourself, you won't. And I think, of course, that listening and that overwhelmingness is a lot, from outside sources, from a lot of distractions that we have. But truly, at the end of the day, you know yourself best.
Yeah.
And be okay with taking different wilds of different sets of events, with different, everyone's journey is different.
Mm-hmm.
So for that reason, if you need to go through different things that don't feel assertive or that don't be in your own power, it's okay to be able to do that, because any risk that you take, there's always a reward at the end. And if you trust in yourself, you'll always be able to find the direction that you need to go.
Wow. Like there's a reason behind all of it.
There always is.
Well,
you just have to find it.
Our beautiful Amanda ladies, thank you so much for joining us, my love. So tell everybody where they can find you.
Yes. On Instagram, it's at Amanda Georgia with 2 A's at the end. And same on TikTok, and then on YouTube as well.
Nice. Okay, ladies. Well, that wraps it up for Deja Brie Represents. Stay tuned, and we will definitely be on the lookout for your new project coming up.
Thank you, my love. I appreciate you so much for not just the person that you are, but as you know, I've known you for the last couple of years. Like you've always just shown up with grace, and you're just so wonderful. So you're always able to know that, and I really appreciate you for having me on. Thank you.
I love you. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.